hello. Welcome to Juicy Talk, where we
What?
keep it real, raw, and unfiltered. Tonight's topic is why are black men exhausted in relationships?
Yeah.
So, we have a very, very interesting show tonight, and we have someone, a guest, that is backstage. So, black love is very powerful, right?
Yes, I love it.
But lately, it's been under pressure.
Mm.
More and more Black men are speaking up and saying they feel exhausted in relationships with Black women and just women, period. But is this about unrealistic expectations, emotional disconnect, or deeper issues that no one wants to face, right? We've been seeing it all over social media. Men saying they're tired, pressure, misunderstood. But on the other side, Black women are saying we're tired too. So, what's really going on here? Is it pressure, communication issues, gender roles, or are we just hearing each other, or are we not hearing each other? So, on this episode of Juicy Talk, we are diving into the tension, the truths, and the tough conversations.
Yeah, it's
Are
gonna be
Black
tough.
men overwhelmed, or are Black women being unfairly blamed? So, who's really carrying the weight in relationships today? We are going to have the conversation. How are y'all out there? Y'all ready?
Y'all
This
ready
the
for
show
this?
y'all wanted.
I know I
This
wanted
what
it.
y'all want.
I wanted this show so bad. You know what? When I said
Mhm.
we was gonna have that special guest on, and I was so I started posting about this show on Tuesday. That's how
Yeah.
bad I wanted this show. So I am so happy that we gonna talk this out, put some stuff
Mhm.
on the table, make some enemies today, but that's okay. It's all in love.
Yes, it is. So we have a very, very interesting show. We have a great person is backstage right now. His name is Quan. He is a retired professional boxer, and he is going to come on, and he's a relationship enthusiast, and he's overall overwhelmed and just seeing what's going on in society today with relationships. He has a very interesting perspective
Absolutely.
when it comes to relationships and how they're affecting us,
Mhm.
right? So he's going to talk to us about that. It's going to be a very interesting conversation. And he's also a great friend of Hardy's.
Yes, yes, he
And he's
is.
here to share his perspective and direction that he feels like the nuclear family is going in, and why
In the wrong direction.
we are exhausted. But what this is not gonna be, because
What is
y'all
that?
know Juicy ain't having it.
What you ain't
No,
having
I'm
today?
just saying
Oh,
we're gonna have a real conversation. We're gonna have this is not gonna beat up on a woman. We're not about to have that, but we about to have a real transparent, authentic conversation about why black men are exhausted.
right.
Is it us or is it y'all? We about to talk about
You about
it.
to talk about it? Yeah. Are you ready for this conversation, though?
Oh, are you ready for this
Because
conversation?
it may get knee deep.
We
It's
might
a-
get
It's gonna get knee. Yeah, that's
it
what
might
I'm
be
talking
to the neck. Might be to the neck. What's up, honey? What's up, Frida?
Oh, honey in the building. We got honey.
We
We got
got
Felicia.
honey in the building. We got
Okay.
Frida. We
Oh.
got VJ with a ready. They ready for this
Hey,
conversation.
I just want to say this.
We ain't having it.
So
Okay.
I just want to make sure if you're watching for the first time, please subscribe, and call somebody, tell somebody.
Yes.
And it
please.
doesn't cost you anything to subscribe.
It does
Doesn't
not.
cost nothing to like our show, because this is a place I don't know any other place in Cleveland that's really doing it like we doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have fun, we
Mhm.
laugh, we joke, but there's still some seriousness about this show that we
But we
talk
having
about that.
real, authentic, true, real to life, raw, uncut, unfiltered conversations about what's really going on.
Yeah.
Right. And we bring y'all what y'all want to hear. So if you tell us you want it, we bringing it to the table. That's
Mhm.
what we do. So
Right.
we're gonna get straight into it.
it.
We're gonna bring Quan to the show.
right. What's up? Quan?
All right, all right, all right. How you guys doing?
Quan, what's up?
Yeah, I'm through throwing combinations, man. I'm ready to speak to the people, man.
Okay.
We have about to have no virtual boxing, right?
Okay.
We're not about to. No. Go
Right.
on.
Hey, perfect. Quan, hey, thanks a lot for showing up. Thanks for taking the time out of your schedule to be here and just talk about what you want to talk about and talk about why you're exhausted. There's so I'm sure other men are excited, impressed with the things that you do. So, hey, go ahead, my man.
Well, being having a single mom myself, I watched how my mom moved when I was younger. I was like, man, like my mother was my mother was rough. She was hard. But then I watched how she kept a man in her life, which was my stepdad, who was with us all the way until we were adults. And it gave balance. Because my mother, you know what I'm saying, she would crash out in a heartbeat. But my stepfather, he kept everything cool, calm, and collected. And he taught us things. He taught us patience. He taught us how to think logically, you know. Um, and my mother, we had a conversation. She's like, some of the things I'm not gonna be able to give you. I'm gonna tell you straight up. She's like, we called him Lala. You know what I'm saying? But Lala's his name was Arthur Johnson. Lala's a good guy. Uh, he's gonna be around. He's gonna be in your life, so you can learn a lot from him. And Lala took lead, and you know, we stayed tight to the vest, man. We stayed around him, and I can honestly say I look back at graduation pictures and Lala is standing in them pictures. So I know the importance of having a man. I don't care. Like somebody made a comment saying that, I had a man in the house, but he wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't about nothing. Just the fact that he was in the house is still uh, a mental aspect that we will never be able to grasp because as long as you see him, you don't know what he's doing. So, that's my perspective on that.
So let me just say, you hear black men say they're exhausted in relationships, they're exhausted dealing with men. What do you think?
What I mean by exhausted, um, you got to think about it. The black woman is raising a black man. So it's kind of like a two-headed monster because um, a lot of the moms today, you know what I'm saying, by no fault of their own, they're single moms. So, you know, I've been knowing from, and this is coming from my grandmother. My grandmother said that females are emotional. They make a lot of decisions based on emotion. They're not logic. They're not logical. A lot of them aren't patient. They they do things off the cuffs, and a lot of times, they make mistakes and then they come back and try to correct those mistakes. Whereas, being a man, I just I just got exhausted from just being in relationships and you know the female, the female, how can I put it? Uh, she never honed into a lot of them never hone into the relationship. Now you got good men, you got bad men. They're gonna do things that make the relationship toxic. But I just I guess maybe it was youth, but I didn't see a lot of patience.
So,
I didn't see a lot of patience.
so express emotional because one of the things that I feel like, I mean, you just said that statement, you did like three or
So your
four.
mic,
Oh, my
yeah, that's
oh,
the same. It's a little distorted.
Yeah, you might going in and out. Go ahead.
is it? Maybe I don't know. We might have to use so distorted. Let's see. Oh,
Yeah, that's better.
Oh,
was
okay.
that better?
Yeah, that's better.
So I don't know what that's about, but I would say I don't want to cut people. Is that better? Can you? How about
I
y'all?
can hear you.
Better
Yeah,
out there?
y'all. It's like spots going in and out of the convo.
I don't know.
said my mic. So
Okay. That could. All right. So I was gonna say things that I keep finding a problem when it comes to y'all. Let me know if you still hear distortion. Fix it all.
Yeah, it's still some type of distortion. It's
Yeah,
still, you know what I'm saying?
you hear.
Like you fading in and out.
said my mic is good.
Okay. I hear still. Hold on.
Make sure y'all got the mics up because it seems like it's going in and out.
Yeah, it ain't good. Let's see.
The mic is.
Something is in testing.
They said my mic. They said my
How
mic.
about now?
When you say how about and then now went out, you know, I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's try one more thing. I'm going to just bear with me a minute. Cut them off and cut them back on. How about now? All right. We back.
Okay.
Better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, here we go.
So, what's good? So, one of the things that I know is that when it's a relationship, and you said a lot, you know, a couple minutes, you said a lot. We both have you're saying is I'm gonna just cut. I don't even. All right. How about that? Better?
Better.
All right. So, you know what's going on. I know a lot of comes to we have this issue with us saying I black women. We seem to have perception that black men, black women are we aggressive. Um, we're not into the we're checked out. I heard you say something about being checked out. She was never all the way in. Why do you think that is?
Um, I think that uh back in those times when I was younger, I think that my mom had a lot on her plate. You know, she had a lot on her plate before Lala, before Lala. But when Lala came, you know, he reassured her and us that everything was cool. You know, we didn't skip a beat. You know, when he came in, everything everything ran like a fine oil machine. Those were the best times of my life. But I knew that down the line when they separated, after they separated, it my mom went in the total opposite direction. And you know, there were times where I didn't eat. There were times where um, you know, uh, you know, we were wondering, you know what I'm saying, what did we do wrong? You know, because it was a lot of, you know, it was a lot of aggression towards me and my brother, you know. So uh, you know, when after everything transpired, when Lala left the house, you know, it was back to single mom. But by that time, you know, thank God we were a lot older and we were able to handle a lot of the things that were coming at us. You know, we were able to, you know, if, you know, my brother was moving out and I was able to go to my brother's house, you know, so things ended up balancing out. So I've been under a single mom and I've witnessed single moms. So, you know, actually being the, you know, being in that single mom household, I know what it's like. And, you know, so now when I look at the product of the single moms that are coming up now, I look at them, it's like, you know, it was bad when I was younger, but now, you know, they took corporal punishment out of the household. The mom is out here trying to fend for herself, but at the same time, I don't think that her main focus is her kids. A lot of times they get sidetracked with all the stuff that's going on around them. They want to be with their friends because they having them young. They want
So,
to be with their friends.
so is that an isolated incident you experience? Because and I feel and I don't no woman should be a single parent. Like it's not per se. And I think this misconception that black women want a male and no, we don't want male in right. And I we are I've heard a lot on social media, not you, but I've seen a lot on social media. Men are making statements that um, you know the state of the black child is because it's by women and I don't understand why women that chose to stay. Like why are we holding men and I'm talking about men holding us accountable for not being in children's life? Say there's a strong value and if I invested in girls and children's lives. And so we see a community of women who have, have had to be single, like they was a choice, a single parent. For whatever reason, that man didn't like her. She wasn't cup of tea. He had to by somebody who with, but he didn't really view as worthy of material. So like that's what I need to look at because men set the tone. So if a man is setting the tone like, hey, what a virtuous, well-rounded, good woman raised my kids. They're the only type of are dating. I feel like women align them men with men who right, but that's not what we're saying. So I want why are men being single instead of holding each other accountable as men for
Okay, look at it like this, Juicy. Look at it like this. Men control access to marriage. Females control access to sex. Ain't no guys going out here raping these females, putting no gun to their head. They open up their legs. That's how this process starts in the beginning. The woman does the choosing. The guy does not do the choosing. The woman does. She knows, and a lot of people don't, a lot of females don't want to admit this, but females know if they're going to give it up to that guy in particular or not. They know right off the rip. You know, they talk about how men are lust driven, so are females. They are just as lust driven as men are. So the mistakes that are being made is just like you would teach your daughters or you would teach your sons, hey, you better make sure that you strap up, or you make sure that you better make sure you vet that woman that you sleeping or that you laying down with, because if you don't, there's a possibility, because condoms aren't 100%, there's a possibility that you could knock her up and she'll ruin your life just by not vetting her. These are the problems that we're running into. You know, guys when they're young, they don't think. They don't think when they're young. So we're making mistakes. Bar none, we're making mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Especially the young men. You know, they're making mistakes. At the same time, how do we, instead of, after you had these kids, instead of migrating towards the party because you having them young, you chose to do that. See, that's why the single parent,
Yeah.
this is why they say single moms are, it's like a repetitive cycle. You got a single mom raising a young man. Most of those young men are going to be emotional, and this is proven. These young men that are coming up. I mean, even at my job, you got these young kids running around, and they're lost. It's like they're going through life like a video game, and when they can't win the game, they want to quit.
I
You know,
think
that's when you got the guy sitting at home playing a video game all day, and his mom allows that. As long as he's out of her hair, it's okay for him to do that.
I think we need to go back as far as like early '60s, as far as when the government used to say, "Hey, get more money than this man in the house." So I think that, I don't know if that was the start of that, but
It,
for some,
it, it started in the 70s. It started in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s, when the woman was literally, she was literally bribed. I think she was duped. I would say she was duped because she was down with the black man initially. And then they came to her and said, "Hey, listen, we're going to incentivize your situation, but you have to, the man can't be in the house." The black woman was asking why, that don't worry about why. We're not going to tell you why, but this has to happen in order for you to get what you need. So the black woman went along with that initially, but she was still sneaking the black man in the house. So the government started sending checks out. You know, he had people go out there and routine check. And then we got somebody on the inside that told you when the checks was coming. So they was like, "Oh man, these people, they know the checks are coming, so we can't do it that way anymore." So then they pulled the female to the side and told her, "Hey, listen, we're tired of the cat and mouse game. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you enough money so that you can go get your education. We're going to give you money for your kids to have like child care for your kids,
take care.
and then on top of that, we're going to give little perk incentives so that you don't have a care and a worry in the world. All we need you to do is keep the black man out of the household."
Okay, so I want to make a comment about that because actually, this is it occurred originally fair. It was in and it was during depression, and during that, the only way to cash government assistance, government, it was yeah, man in the house. What happened? Why it was transferred to the woman, and based on is because during the Great Depression, the stress, and black men were leaving them and to start families downtown around the corner and abandoning women and the children. And so the government, hey, the whole purpose is for families. And we were given the head of the family, and he wasn't doing with it. Now we have to choose the woman because that's the only way we can see the children care of. How that
I only hear you. Like you're trying
was, but they can hear.
Like it's going, like you're going in and out. Y'all mics is going in and out.
That is
Certain words.
now. Why would they be on the important show? See, it's the government.
they ain't together.
Yeah. Hold on one second. A little, if we can get Is this better?
Yeah. Say again.
I said, hello, hello. Is this better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Oh
That's
no.
better. No good.
Well, hopefully it works. Okay. Let me move this up.
Yeah, because this is an important topic.
Yes.
This is an important.
Hey, Wood, can you hear me, Wood? Okay. World, so you can hear us. What about you, Wood? Can you hear us? What
Okay. How about out there? Can y'all hear us? Let us know. Sound check. 1 2 1 2. Oh, somebody is saying it's still not better. I don't know.
Yeah, it's good. It's good on this end.
Okay. What about
Yeah,
y'all?
everybody. Wood said yes.
Okay. Somebody else said it was better.
Okay, cool.
How about now? Is it better? Much
Can
better.
you hear?
Okay. I'm getting some betters in the chat. I'm getting some betters. It's much better in the chat.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Wood. Thanks, World.
Okay. Thank you. So I'm getting some betters in the chat. How about now? Does it sound better? Let me know. We're gonna just talk for a little bit, see if it's better. Let us know if it's not.
Who?
Okay, we're getting some better, so that's
Okay.
good.
Is there
Yes, much better.
is there a particular mic? Is my mic? What's the proper mic?
Nope, they're saying it's better. All in the chat. They're saying
Okay.
yes, yes, it's better.
Let's keep going, Juicy.
All
While we
right.
got your voice.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Somebody is saying it's not better. Let me see. I'm gonna leave.
No, don't mess with it now. It's perfect.
Okay. Oh, you can hear me better. Somebody else is saying it's good. Okay. So back to what we were saying. Go ahead. I just think that that's why it was removed.
So listen, let me piggyback on that, Juicy. Do you know that welfare was originally started? It wasn't started for us, and it actually started over in Germany. That's where welfare originated from. It was over in Germany, but it was for the working man, was for the working white man. And when he lost his job, it furloughed him until he got another job. The welfare kicked in until he got another job, and then he was able to get back to work and get off the food stamps or whatnot. But what I'm saying is, what I'm commenting on is this, right? The feminist movement, when the feminist movement came in and like coerced the black female into joining their plight into equal equality, we need to be able to vote, what I'm saying? When they start coming in with that, the black woman didn't know that was just that was just a Trojan horse. That was a Trojan horse because the agenda was not for that. It wasn't for to give her power or this, that, and other. What it was they needed to destroy the nuclear family. I don't know why people don't understand that the family is the most important unit on the planet. family is everything. It is everything. Your kids are more successful family. You live longer when you have family. You know, that support system is undeniably
It's
the
priceless.
linchpin. It is the linchpin that thrives, that was thriving in the black community. We were families, you know, and now we're getting away from that. You know, we got weekend at Bernie's, the females is going off on these girl trips. It's the education. They want to get these degrees and these certificates, and then they spend their lives, you know, after they get these degrees, they get these jobs where they are now making the money, but the love of money is the root of all evil. That money turns them masculine because they start thinking like men. If you really just pull back the veil, you can see what I'm talking about. The promiscuity with multiple guys, you know, and I'm gonna call it what it is, the whole phase. You know, the not so
I gotta stop you right here.
go ahead.
I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna try something different. Is our mic still sounding distorted out there? Let me
No,
know.
you sound good. You sound good.
I'm just gonna say this, right?
Speak on it.
Somebody said the mics might be too close. I don't know why we have this perception of blaming women for the problems in our community. We are doing things out of necessity. If you want to be the man and you want to run your household, there is no woman who's going to say, "Oh, I'm choosing not to be with a good man." If you're with a man who is doing what is right, he is loving his family, he is protecting his family, he is being a provider, he is caring for this woman, she's going to want to be in a relationship with him. She's going to want that relationship to work. So, what we're having, and we keep blaming women for the problems that we have in our community, that is not accurate. We are so emotional. Like someone said, we are so emotional in the way that we deal with things. We cannot be mad at a woman for out of necessity, she had to go get a degree, provide for her children, and take care of her home. That is not something she's choosing to do. That is something she had to do out of necessity. Women will not show up masculine if they're being taken care of. And I'm not saying carry the brunt of all of her bills, but you cannot have it both ways. If you want a woman to be soft, if you want her to be feminine, if you want her to relax and be easy and just cater to you, a woman will give you that. We are creators. The problem is, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, is we have a generation of men, and I'm gonna just be real, who don't have a vision for their family. Women are
why do you think
naturally,
that is?
let me finish.
Why do you think that is?
I'm gonna tell you, women are creators, right? The men are the leaders. If you are the leader of a household, if you are the leader, you have to be the leader. If I'm the CEO of a company, I can't turn around and then say, if my company fails, blame every single employee that I had for my company being a problem. No, I have to take responsibility. So, one thing for sure, I feel like we are out of control. We are out of place, right? But we're
Who you
out
say
of
who?
place.
Who you say?
I'm saying the black family.
Absolutely, I
The
agree.
black family construct is out of place, but it's because we don't have real leaders. And the men in our community should be addressing the men, not the women. Men should not be on social media saying women are the problem, women are the problem. No, you address the men step up, other real good men show men how to be good, how to be accountable, how to take back charge, how to have a vision, not to rule with a dominant, I run you, but how to take charge, how to be a real effective leader of his family. And then you will see women come in alignment. You cannot be the head and run it and say you want to be the head.
Wow.
And not be the head.
Wow.
You got to be the head.
That sounds really good in a perfect world. But let me just say this. We have so many women, you see me when I say this. We got so many women that's saying right now, I don't need no man. I don't need a man. I got this, I got that. And it's so crazy to me. Like, again, men are so simple. Like, for example, like let's say for example, if a woman went to a dealership for some tires, right? All right. So if she went to the store to buy some tires, a man, a salesperson see that's a woman, he's gonna tell her stuff that she really don't need, just to boost everything up to make more money. But if she allowed the man to do that or went with the man, he's going to treat her a little bit different. And that's just how it is. And just knowing that, like I've told this, I've told females, hey, I just, like, this young lady was having trouble with her engine. Her engine light was keep coming on. I said, why don't you take it to auto? No, I got it. Just like, I'm like, look, just listen to me. But she wanted to do it by herself. It's no reason for her to do that when I'm trying to tell her.
Again, and I'm going to turn it back over to you, Quan, in a minute. Again, I will say this. If you want to lead.
You got to be one to be led, though. You got to be one to be led, though.
It's real simple. If you want to lead. If you don't want to lead, then you can't lead. The problem is we have, in my opinion, because I'll share this as my opinion, the problem is that we don't want to be accountable. Men have to be accountable to men. We need good men teaching other men how to be good men so that the women you cannot lead anybody without having a vision. When you are a leader, you have to get people to buy into your vision. The people perish because we lack vision. We don't have a direction for the Black family. As a whole, we don't know where we want to go. We don't have men who have the vision for their lives, for their family, for their children. When I was growing up, I was raised in a 2-parent household, my mom and my dad. He had a vision for every last one of us, period. We knew what the plan was. The kids knew, my mama knew, we all knew, and we stuck to the script because she bought in first. He was like, this is what I want for our family. This is how I want our family to operate. And she bought into the vision. When she bought into the vision, he set the tone. She created the atmosphere for us to reside in, for us to grow, for us to thrive in. We lack vision. We need men who are real leaders, who understand what leadership looks like, and who want to take charge instead of blaming the weaker vessel. If we are the weaker species, if we are the emotional ones, if we are the ones who are, we need direction and we need to be led, then lead. And anything that goes wrong and everything that's going wrong is because we lack good leadership. You can't have it both ways. I always say this: if you gonna lead me, you can lead me. But if you can't lead me, don't lead me. And that's where we at right now. We're in a situation where we need real leaders. Men have to speak to men about what they need to do. Women, we gonna automatically align. Once the headship aligns, the neck gotta follow. We don't have no choice. I'm gonna turn it back over to you.
That is so cliche.
It's the truth.
It's so cliche.
Well, that sounds good, Juicy. It sounds real good. But you gotta understand that the female is raising the male. Iron sharpens iron, not the soft, subtle female raising a man. That's not a king.
That's the problem.
These guys are coming out here. They are not kings. So what's happening is you got a lot of pawns moving around trying to act like kings, and then when they get confronted on their kingship, they break. You know, it's a lot going on with the black female. We it's not about blaming her. It's about when you got the bag, you supposed to bring the bag over here, because
Bad.
running away from the bag instead of running away with the bag. Because see, this is what's happening.
Hold
They
up.
went with the bag and they kept going. Now they want to get their own. Peep this out, Juicy. They get their own now. You know, now they want to get their own spot. This is what the bag does. I'm gonna get my own spot. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a man for nothing.
I
You know
am
what I'm saying? And that's the mentality.
on the table.
That's the mentality that got to break. That's why I said that the, you know, it ain't about leading. It's about, just like Jules said, it's about wanting to be led. You got to want to be led. That's why females do the choosing. And after all this, if you look at any professional woman, I don't care who it is, and I got a lot of them that's right on the cuff. You look at a lot of these professional women, and you look at the man that they choose to settle down with at the end. If they do settle down with a man, they just settle, because at the end of the day, they're looking for somebody that makes what they make or even more than what they make. They don't want to pour into anybody. And that's the thing that I don't understand.
I want to make a comment on what you just said.
Go ahead.
I agree with what you said about men leading men. See, tribally and then culturally, women only raised the men or boys until they were of the age of maturity. And then they were turned over to babies. They started getting older, they were turned over to the men, and the men showed them and led them the rest of the way and taught them how to
It's called the rites
learn,
of passage.
the rites of passage, tribal life, how you operate, how men protect, lead, love. They governed themselves. They left their mother's hut, for lack of a better term, or home. They moved with the men of the village, right? Because that's how it was originally supposed to be. And I do agree with you that men govern by men. I also want to say, you said about women getting the bag, not bringing it home. Any woman who is a boss at work, and I'll say this: freedom. Listen to me. Listen to me. Money for men buys access. Money for women buys freedom. Okay, that's my opinion. And I'm going to say that women who have to be bosses, for lack of a better term, at work, when she comes home, she wants to be soft. And women who make a lot of money choose different. They choose men who have emotion because they don't worry about it. They don't need money. They have it already. So they got a big house. They can buy a nice car. But their needs change. And what happens then is they want a man who has emotional intelligence, who can speak to them emotionally, who can support them emotionally, who operates in a higher frequency where he can communicate verbally with her well, and he talks to her in a lot. He shows her love, care, and attention. He takes charge. He's manly. He's masculine, and so now she can be soft. That's what a boss woman really wants when she gets home.
So,
And that freedom of money allows you to date you as a woman. You can date who you want to date.
so
You don't care if he got money or not. You want him to be kind and sweet and have a good emotional intelligence and can speak life into you, can be a support to you. You know he gonna have your back like 50 stacks. You ain't gotta worry about. He don't care about no gender roles. I'm the man, cook the food, and help me pay half of my responsibility of the bills. No, he not looking at that. He's looking at can this As you make more money, your needs change as a woman. You don't need the same things anymore.
You know what
Juicy. So
what's keep
expanding on that, I was the guy that had the females that was getting the big money, right? I learned through being a chameleon uh through these dating pools that you got to be, and I'm gonna put up the quotations. You got to be a good nigga to keep that household rocking the way it's rocking. See,
What does that mean?
you can't be a man in a house where a woman is a boss. That boss title, they take that bosses are men. Bosses are men. The term when a woman took that term over, she took over the masculinity with it. When they come in like, oh, I'm a boss bitch, I'm a this that, and then you talking about when they come home they want to be soft. No, they want somebody who's going to take that posture that's soft. Those females that I know for a fact, they will take that man that will be yes dear, no dear, what do you need dear. They will take that guy, but at the same time, they'll have Johnny Johnny Convict over here digging them to Mount Everest while they coming back in the house with the guy who keeps the house clean, cooks, feeds the dog. You know, trust me, it's levels to that, and you should know this. It's levels to that. These, like males are opportunists. Males are opportunists. Females are very smart creatures. They are very smart. Sometimes they overthink things though, because they try to overthink and outthink a man, but the man is not really thinking. He's like the fox. He's going to take advantage of the squirrel that's in the cage with the door open. We don't want no smoke. We're gonna take what you give us. So by the female being who she is, when she comes in with the boss title, me being who I am, we gotta break that whole construct. If I'm not making as much as you, I need you to pour into me, because I'm gonna make sure that when you pouring into me, what I'm bringing into the table, we're gonna grow together. The name of the game is grow together. It's not I'm gonna grow mine, you grow yours, and we'll meet somewhere in the middle. But this gonna always be mine. That's why they tell men to never move in a house that belongs to a female. We got to get this house together, because a female within a heartbeat, due to emotion, anything emotional, she will kick you out that house and would not blink an eye. She'll not bat an eye. That's why we got.
here's the other here's the other thing. We can't have two bosses in the house. Two bosses cannot exist. You know, and it's almost impossible. So I'm saying this to say there's a lot of men that I know that are married or in situations that sit in a driveway. Like, what am I going to what am I going to face once I go through that door? And that's terrible. Why should a black man feel like I got to sit in this house, sit in this car, gather my thoughts because I don't know what's on meet me on the other side of this door once I go through it?
I'm trying something different. I'm trying something different with our mics. I'm thinking if I mute one person while we talk, it should work better. I want to say too, when I said boss at work, I never said boss at home, because I feel like a woman's natural position in her home should be nurturer. And we should be able to create flowly, create the atmosphere of love, respect, um, admiration. It is a woman's, we love to cater to our man. We love to give that to a man who adores us, who cares for us, and appreciates our value as well. Women are not in a situation where they want to be with a man, especially if we live in a society now where women have to have income. We it takes two-parent household, two incomes in a household in order to make things work now because of inflation and the cost and everything, right? So we understand that it takes two incomes. Where in my mother's day, my mom was a stay-at-home mom and my dad was the sole provider and he was the person that worked, right? So we understand that. Now, women have come in and we are helping to pay for things in the household. And so with that, not saying that we should we need buy-in. We want to know that in this relationship with this man that he has a clear direction in where he's leading me, where he's leading our family. We want to know that. We don't want to be bosses. I'm telling you, how many women in the chat want to be a boss in their relationship? We don't desire that. That is a misconception. We want to be in partnership. We want to
How many women in the chat want to be led though?
We want to be by your side.
By another man?
We don't mind you leading. We want to know where you're leading us to. And I think that we live
all that takes is a conversation.
That's the problem, because some men, not all, but some don't have a clear vision of where they want to be and where they want to go.
You shouldn't be with that man. You shouldn't be with that man.
Let me finish. Some men don't have a clear vision of where they want to go and what they want to do. And with them not having a clear vision, they don't want to explain themselves to nobody.
What do you mean? How is that possible?
He doesn't want, just let me do what I'm gonna do. Good, bad, or indifferent. He doesn't want to be questioned. And really, honestly, in a healthy relationship, when you're in a relationship with a woman who is healthy, two people that respect one another, who genuinely love one another, you should be able to communicate about anything. He should want to tell his wife, his spouse, this is what we're doing. This is what I envision. This is what I want us to do in this relationship. I want us to buy this house. I want us to start this business. I want us to grow. I think we should save 25% of our income and invest it in this stock. Whatever it is, you have to have a vision, even if it's something small. Baby, I want us to both go back to school, get an education. I'm going to go first, and then I'm going to support you while you go. Whatever the situation is, it has to be a vision that everyone in that household buys into. We know that in the corporate world, we expect that. You don't expect to go to your place of employment. They're going to have a team huddle. You're going to sit down. This is what we're going to do. We're rolling out this new program.
It's called brainstorming.
Whatever it is. You have to, and like Edith said, a conversation is nothing if one party isn't listening. Both parties have to be willing and listening to one another. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Quan.
Okay, so I agree with you wholeheartedly, Juicy. But I'm gonna tell you like this, right? The thing is, we want the black woman to come back. At the same time, what the black woman has to understand is like, everything is a team effort. When the family is broken down, you have nothing. I don't care. These people thinking, these women out here, they get in the bag. They becoming educated, but at the end of the day, those degrees don't mean squat. They don't mean squat. It's cool if you trying to better your family situation, but if you trying to get the bag for your own personal gain, that is a no-no. That's what's destroying the family. It's a lot of these females out here that's out for self. I don't need no man. I don't want no man. Nah, I'm good. And then next thing you know, you see these females later on down the line, and I see it like clockwork. They start off, they get their degree, they get some type of high position. And this is where I'm seeing firsthand. They get this high position, and then they may have kids, but they're not really hands-on with the kids. They throwing money around like, yeah, let him go to soccer practice. How much do you need? They're giving them money to do that, but it's nothing that's really family oriented. The dad is trying to get his time in, and by him trying to get his time in, a lot of these single moms, I don't know, maybe it's because the dad don't want to be with the mom no more. A lot of them hold the kids hostage. And I look at this, and this is another, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. They gave the black female all the power. She has the power now. Anytime she goes into a divorce hearing, anytime she goes into any child support hearing, she gets first dibs on everything. The house, anything the female wants, she gets. That being said, with great power comes great responsibility. Instead of trying to go in an opposite direction, move towards the black man. I used to always say, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you see a female out, a pretty female, you be like, hey, your job plus my job equals happily ever after. Because if you really think about it, you know, just like you made a comment before, Juicy, when you said 50%, how about 100% and 100%? That's what I'm talking about. That is the design of the nuclear family. And black love was a real thing. It was actually a real thing. So while this black love was just, for these 60s and 70s, I'm a 70s baby. All this hand dancing and slow dancing. You look at the music now, the music got all the way away from that. It got away from that for a reason. We were getting closer. We were procreating. Now, it's like the destruction of the black family. We just need the female back to contribute to the family. We're not blaming her for anything. We're just saying, hey, you over there, you supposed to be over here, not out there on these girl trips, not getting your legs rubbed down in Jamaica, not on these cruises, cutting up. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be doing none of that. The good years, you should be building and bonding with a man and be on this earth for what God intended you to do. God intended you to procreate. You can still enjoy your life. The woman is the most powerful being on the planet. She just has different skills. The man, he flexes his dominance. But the female, she's dominant in her own way. She has her own lane. And I respect the lane that she's in. At the same time, I've seen some of the best moms out here. The best moms that don't know when to let the child go. They're going to be a mom to, that's my baby. You know what I'm saying? Where the man would be like, hey, don't tell that young man that that's your baby. You know what I'm saying? That's your son. Words have power. We gotta just, what we gotta do is we gotta focus on cleaning our house. Once we focus on cleaning our house, we'll be a lot better off. Everybody else on the outside is just white noise. You gotta clean your house, and clean your house mean that the black man has always been against it. He's always been up against it. Everybody's been attacking the black man, not the black woman. She just got a little taste of it. But the black man, he's been up under the boot for the longest time. But now, if you look at the world, the black man how is the black man is the most coveted man on the planet? In every nationality, they want the black man now.
You are covenant over the whole entire planet. They just didn't want you to know that you was covenant over the whole planet. I mean, I think I've said to you in a previous, when we were talking before, the black man is the prototype. It's not even, it's that you don't know who you are. You don't know. It's a lot of black men who don't know who they are. We've been seeing it. We've always chose y'all. We continue to choose you. After you go to jail, after you cheat, after you do us wrong, after we didn't have babies by you and been disappointed, we keep on giving black men chance, because that's what we ultimately want at the end of the day. But Delta said something that I really want us to talk about. He said, we got to deal with why some of these women have their guard up. What is the cause? And I think that is what we need to talk about next, is why is it that black women have their guard up? You said that I can say that black men, yes, you are the prototype for a man and what a man is supposed to be when you're operating in a place that you're supposed to operate in. And that's why a lot of laws was created to keep you from having multiple wives, keep you from marrying outside of your race. So it's a lot of different things that go along with that. But the black man has to also understand that black women, you did not get to where you at without black women. We were supporting, we were loving you from the time. You cannot tell me that there's not one black man in this world, good, bad, or indifferent, that did not have a woman's influence in his life.
So
You did.
that's
And
why we need to
because
get
of
back
it,
to that. We need to get back
and
to
be
that.
and back to the respect of why black women should be protected, cared for, and you see the change, right? Because it's not just a change for you, like it's an attack against the whole family, but the black women as well. And the reason why black women are being attacked, because we have always had the ability to remind black men who they are. You are a king. This is who you are, black king. This is where you should be going. But you guys stop listening. Y'all stop listening. Y'all start saying, oh, don't forget that it was a time that black men was saying to women, black women, oh, you washed up. Don't nobody want you. We don't want you no more. You've been had. And what did black women do? We was hurt. The worst thing you could have said to a black woman back in the day is, don't no man want you. And what we start doing, we said, well, damn, well, I guess I gotta love me. We start going to therapy. We start getting help. We start saying, let me elevate myself. Let me be better. Let me go back to get a school. I can't wait for a man to buy me a house and put me in a big house, because it may not happen. Maybe I got to buy myself one. I can't depend on a man to take care of my kids and help raise these kids that he helped me create, because regardless of who controls access to sex, we both having it. And like I tell my sons, if you're going to sleep with a woman, any woman that you sleep with, you should be prepared to have a baby with them. If she's not worthy enough to carry your child, she's not worthy enough for you to sleep with. Period, point blank. And if you make a baby with a woman that you deemed wasn't worthy, but she was good enough to sleep with, then be prepared to take care of that child by any means necessary. Don't give her no hard time. Don't tell her she ain't nothing. You encourage her. You speak life into her until she get it together, because that's what you're supposed to do as a man. Because guess what? You set the tone for how that child is going to be raised.
If
And
she
you
allows
slept
them to,
with her.
though. If she
It
allows them
don't
to.
matter. She don't have no choice. She don't have no choice. When you a man, you take authority. You don't ask for it.
That's easier said than done.
It's what it is.
It's so easier said
When
than
you
done.
are a man, you don't have to ask for authority. You take it. You stand up. Your presence is what it is. My dad ain't never said, I gotta be head of this household. He just was. He just was. He just did what he had to do. And that's what real men do. They just do it. They don't ask for permission. They just be who they are. I can, just like you say, women should be who they are. Be who you are. Period.
I think we got to dominate. I just say, real true alphas, and this is coming from I consider myself an alpha. We dominate without dominating. The way we move through the house, the way we set up our program in our household is just what it is. I tell mine all the time, I want respect first before the love. Because if you don't respect me, you don't love me. That's just how I feel about it. The love part, it's gonna come with the respect. I'm gonna love you, but you gotta respect me. I think a lot of people get past that. And the black woman, it's a lot of them, man. They out here reckless, disrespectful, because the parenting is not how it used to be. The parenting is not how it used to be. These kids is raising themselves. And you see that you see, I mean, I'm seeing young girls scantily clad, and it's like, wait a minute, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you see their moms picking them up. You see these YouTube videos with these females dancing with and this, correct me on this, Juicy, this is something that's really bothering me, right? You see these females with their kids doing these TikTok dances, right? Why is it that I see a lot of black females, when their daughters get older, Now that's my girlfriend. Do you ever notice that?
I have an adult daughter. I have friends with adult children. I don't think you ever in life stop being a parent. You're always a parent. I'm not friends with none of my I'm not friends with none of my kids. I'm not. Um, I think that when you are a parent, you're a parent. Do our relationship change? Absolutely, because it goes from um, me raising you until me giving you advice. You know, as as your kids, or more or less like I'm dictating. This is what you have to do in order, and then it goes to, hey, as when they become adults, like I think this is a good idea. You share wisdom with them. You raise them when they're young, and you share wisdom with them as they get older. Um, so as far as like the dancing on TikTok, um, I don't know. My mom, when I was a kid growing up, my mom danced with us all the time. My mother taught me how to hand dance. My
We're talking
mom
about
was
that
the
inappropriate
I'm
dancing.
talking about.
Inappropriate dancing.
So let me just say this. Even with the inappropriate dancing, some things are cultural. When you
Here
look
you
at
go again with this cultural
let,
stuff.
let me go there.
Oh my
Let me
goodness.
go there. We have perverted so many different things within our world. But if you go and look at Africa, right? And there's some of their rituals that they did in Africa where they bounce stay behind and they dance. That was what we
We
did.
in Africa though.
It don't
We in
matter.
Africa.
We don't.
We're in the United
And
States
that's
of
part
America.
of the problem, is because everything that we do is shunned, and then they turn around and want to be like us. But then they want to shun it in public. They want to make you feel embarrassed about your culture, embarrassed about who you are.
Because it's a stigma that comes with that when you start twerking and all that. Here's another thing.
I'm not saying you should be twerking on Facebook with your kids, but what I'm saying is, in general, I don't feel like it's anything with you having fun and enjoying time with your kids.
I get that. But here's the thing. Like, here's a stigma, right? Women, it can be a whole bunch of women at a restaurant, right? There's a stigma that comes when a whole bunch of women goes to a restaurant. It's going to be some problems. I'm at the manager we go call. There's going to be some food in the hair, and they will ask for the money back. Can we see the manager? There's a stigma that what comes when there's
a bunch. I have never heard that.
Oh,
you are the first person I've ever heard say that.
They hate to see a bunch of women come to a restaurant because they already know, because it's prejudged already. There's going to be some problems.
Not even true. Where you going with? Who you know? It's
going to be some problems.
Who you know?
Well, you know what? The food came back cold. This wasn't right. It's going to be something because it's a stigma.
The food cold?
It's a stigma, though.
I don't agree with that, because you know what? I don't send my food back.
We are definitely stereotyped for the fact that they say most black people ain't gonna tip. You know,
it's true. I've heard that.
But you know, I just what's happening. You know, as you look at us as a whole, you know, we in a conundrum right now. You know, the female and the male. You know, the male. We've been up under enough strife. We the ones that we took the lashes for the black female. We the ones that stood in front of the how can I say, the problem, and we always protected the black female. Always, the black man is always protected.
The ones being raped and having babies by the master, because we ain't had no choice in the matter.
So what about when the black was?
But wait a minute, what was getting beat? And we was getting raped, and we still discovered. And I'm saying, and then we still came back and wanted to make you feel like a king, and wanted to make you feel like you were valued, that you were bigger than what you was going through, and it was going to be better. And eventually we was going to get to a better place. So we all have some things that we done dealt with. The problem is, why do we not give each other the same grace and mercy? We know what the problem is. We have established it. We know that there's a disconnect. How do we get back to the place that we deserve to be? I want to go.
I'm the boss. We need to bring back the family.
Why are you caught up on it?
Because that's the reality of everything.
Why are you caught up on it? I
That's the
mean,
reality of it.
because
That's what they always say. I don't need a man. Black women are the only race that says that. I don't know any other race that says I don't need a man. That's
We,
ridiculous.
the only way we're gonna repair it, you see, the only way we're gonna repair it is if the woman takes accountability. Man, she never wants to eat. You know, I always say, you know, my bad, my bad. But the woman is very evasive when it comes to accountability. You know, she don't think she has a part in what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
They constantly.
the whole object was to remove the man from the household. So what do? They take the thing that we have and hold most close to us, and they use her. They use it from us. Yeah. Hello, can you hear me? I can't hear y'all.
I did. I was gonna say
Yeah, when she talks.
go ahead and finish what
I
you
can
were saying.
when I'm
Okay.
talking.
So
Party.
so you know, they came in with this feminist movement. The black woman thought she was getting her freedom, thought she was getting power, but that was just a Trojan horse. That was just basically so that they could get the black man out of the household because they knew that together we were stronger. We had a unified front. Our businesses were prospering. I mean, we were excelling. We were thriving. We are the only people. We set trends. People follow us. You know, I mean, from the hat on backwards to the one pants leg up, we set trends. We set the tone for everything. I always made this comparison. I look at how the black woman and the white woman can't get along to save their lives, right? But when you look at them, when you look at the microcosm, why is it that the white female wants to be tanned and the black female wants to straighten her hair and wear makeup? That, it seems like they both want to be each other in a shared environment. I could never understand that.
I have not experienced any of what you're saying. And it could be a generational thing, right? Because I'm, I'm 40, I'm 46, right? How old are you?
I'm 55.
You're 55. So it could be a generational thing where it's a difference, right? And Juice is 61 or 60. Bad. So it could be a disconnect. We all are coming from a different generation, right? But I have not experienced that. I get along with people who are progressive, who have a vision and a plan. I think that I despise state of this narrative that's being painted because I feel like there's forces that are bigger than us that are they're staging something, right? And they're doing it intentionally on purpose through social media and things like that. If you go on my social media page, right, and this is why, even though I use social media for this and for the outlet that I'm using for, I don't do a whole lot of social media outside of that. And the reason for it is because when I look at my page, all I got is black men hating black women, black
Mm.
men hating black women, black men hating black women. Well, I know that they're putting this uh, in front of me, right? And they're putting it in front of me because they like this narrative. They like this narrative of us having a problem. And I do. I want to get into some of these comments
Yeah.
because we got a lot of comments out here and I want to address some of them. So
You feel like taking some calls now or no?
yeah, we're going to take some calls too in a
let's take a
minute.
few
But
calls because there's a lot of people. I knew this was gonna happen today. I knew this was gonna happen
so
today.
someone said to the guest speaker, can you outline this issue, how this issue can be corrected?
I think it's gonna start with the parenting. I think it's gonna start with the parenting. It starts with the parenting. That's where it started at. It started in the house. you know, and it starts in, we got to have better decision making. You know, we got poor, we have poor decision making. We not vetting a lot of the people that we dealing with, you know, where you say, Juicy, you want a man that lead. You know a leader when you see him. You don't have to be with that man to know if he a leader or not. You can know if a man is a leader by when you talk to him. His posture will tell you if he's a leader or not. Just his posture, how confident he is. I
His
see all,
presence tells me everything I need to know.
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying?
Is it all?
You know, I look at this, you know, and this what's baffling me. I see a lot of females going online to get men. What is that? What is that? You can beat anybody online.
It's the ways of our culture. I'm not saying, I mean, for me it doesn't work, but I would say that I can't knock it because they live in a different generation than you and I grew up in. Me, I grew up on that. I'm 79, right? So I grew up on that cusp of remembering things before social media, before technology, and also being a part of watching technology grow. This is their culture. So I can't really knock it. We just need to show them how to appreciate it and teach it. The social media is not the problem, it's how it's being used, right? So I want to say this. I want to read some of these comments off. Someone said, did he say our job was to procreate? Someone said, totally disagree, but I do agree with some ladies holding on to their adult sons for long. Okay, somebody else says, I agree. All World Entertainment says, wait, he says, where is the love? So Just Beat said, we are not black, African American, color, or anything they casually refer to us as. We are melanated people. Yes, I agree. So I think this was about me saying we healed ourselves. We definitely did. And I feel like in the course of us healing ourselves, we have evolved. And I think that the men don't like that we evolved. Like, because I don't think that some men, I'm not going to say all, some men don't want to evolve with us. But we all have to grow. Like, you have to, the degree is not the problem. I promise you it's the lack of vision. The money is not the problem. It's the respect and the love that
Absolutely.
is given
Each other.
to each other. We have to learn how to see each other's value and stop trying to rule and dominate, and let's be cohesive. We're never going to get anywhere trying to say, I'm this and you're that. No, let's come together cohesively and let's figure out how to work together. Anybody who is in leadership or have held a leadership position knows that you are servant. Real true good leaders, they are servants. You're providing a service. I'm here for you. You are only as good as your team. You are only as good as your family.
There
And
you go.
everything that you do is going to always be in what you produce. So I always say this. You show me a man who loves his wife with his whole entire heart, I'm going to show you a successful he is, a well-ran household, and a man who is appreciated and cared for. Because that's natural. That's naturally. We are naturally nurturers. And if we are not operating in a nurturing place, it's because of it's
Is it natural selection?
loving each other the way that we're supposed to be loved, but we're not cared for. And yes, women that are looking for validation in outside sources because they don't have natural validation in their home. The men don't respect women. They don't respect what we say. They
A lot of
don't
women
respect
don't respect themselves.
you. Guess what? If you respect a woman, you pick a woman and you respect her, If you pick a woman and you respect her and you treat her right, guess what's gonna happen? Guess what's gonna happen?
What's that?
She's gonna naturally respect you. She's gonna follow the plan that you set for her. Because if you say to her, you know, when I first met you, you was wearing real short booty shorts and all your butt was hanging out and stuff. But you look so much more classy with, and I bought you this nice sweater, dress, and
Oh, now you trying to dress me now?
No, she gonna be like, baby, and then you say, try this on for me. She tried on, and you be like, wow, you look amazing. I want to take you out to dinner. Let's go out, baby. Wow, you look amazing. You know what she's gonna do? She gonna be like, I'm about to start wearing sweat. I don't care how hood she is. She gonna be like, I'm about to start wearing sweater dresses for this nigga.
We would hope so.
She gonna be like, I'm gonna give him what he want, because she's gonna naturally want to be who he wants her to be. You know, we got it. We move in such a place. I think somebody said it earlier, of being very emotional. We have to stop. We got to start thinking. We got to start using strategy, right? To get to a place where we have more respect in our families, in our homes, with our children. We have to start using strategy. And it's all about respect. And I know I have watched young girls who wore like short skirts and roll them up. Now they get a boyfriend, and that boyfriend is like, oh, I don't like all that attention. You don't need that. You don't need all of that. I need you to stop. And what happened? Now you see her wearing covered up, I want to look classy now.
Right.
Because the man sets the tone. The man sets the tone for the family. He sets the tone for how the women operate.
I get what you're saying. And the reason that happened, because, again, we got to get back to the family, though. See, a man, if there's a man in the house, would never allow his daughter to walk out the house like that. There's no way, with her ass cheeks showing, there's no way the man of the house is going to allow her to walk out the house like that.
Listen, I grew up in the era of Daisy Dukes, right? Look at that girl with her Daisy Dukes on. You know, I grew up in that era.
You're not from Cleveland, though.
I am.
You're not from Cleveland.
Daisy Dukes was everywhere. But I'm going to just say, I grew up in that era, right?
I get that.
I lived in a two-parent household. No way my dad was letting me wear no Daisy Dukes, but I still wore them. Because you know what I did? I rolled them up in my bag. I went to the bathroom and I changed my nice khakis and I put on the Daisy Dukes. That's not the problem. The problem is...
You were hard-headed.
No, it wasn't even about being... Everybody is going to be defiant, right? You was defiant too. So we all have been defiant to our parents. That's not the issue. It was about, I respected my dad enough not to do it in front of him, but I still did it. But when I got older and I got a boyfriend that was like, I don't want my girl dressing like that. That ain't cool. I don't want you. Then you like, oh, well, shoot, let me change it up. Oh, he don't want me rocking no weave. Okay, let me wear my natural hair. He don't want me doing this. He don't want me to wear no makeup. Well, let me take care of my skin. You know, those things happen naturally. But if you looking at the woman and you're saying you want this natural, beautiful goddess, queen, mother to the earth woman, but then you looking at a chick that you all on your, while she laying in bed with you at night, she see you scrolling through and you looking at the made up big booty chick with the made up body. What message are you really sending?
Okay, so at the end of the day, you got to think about it. Is the black woman, is she parenting or is she allowing? You know, because what I see in this generation that's coming out, this generation, man, they when they talking about I'm outside, you know what I'm saying? They outside, all right, and it's not a good look. It's not a good look for us. I just think that you know, it ain't really a blame. I can't even say that I can play the blame game. But what I'm saying, what I am saying is, from me being exhausted watching the black woman go through. I mean, she's like she's evolving, but she's not evolving to bring the bag back. The ultimate goal is to bring the bag back. You go get the bag, you bring the bag back. I'm going out getting my bag. I'm bringing my bag to the house, just like you say, 100 and 100. We need to bring them bags together. Two bags is better than one bag. When you out here trying to do it yourself with that one bag, you getting that bag. Yeah, it's cool. You getting that bag, and you say that a female that's a boss at the job, she's not a boss at home. I gotta disagree with you on that, Juicy, because a lot of them they bring that energy home. You know, when I leave my job, I take my job off and I throw it in the trash. That's who I am. When I walk in, before I walk into that job, I sit in my car, I put that uniform, I put that invisible uniform on, become somebody else, and then I walk into that walk across that threshold. But when these females are bosses, when they, I mean, if you look at the younger females that's now they starting to strive to be bosses, they taking it, they don't they don't take it the right way. They take it like I'm the boss. I'm not listening to you. I'm doing my own thing. I'm out here. I'm gonna get the bag and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. It ain't, and that's not even what it's about. It's about trying to, you know, we gotta the females in our region, they gotta aspire to marry you. You gotta be worth something. You gotta be worth something to somebody. You know, while you out here freelancing and doing your 1-2, that is not productive. That's like a lost cause because we lose you. We
I'm
lose
sorry.
you at the end of the day. We gotta, you know, in order to get the family back, you know, my uh my people, you know, just like you say, we don't we die due to lack of knowledge. The knowledge that's out here, that's been out here for years, has been passed down is you want to get married, you want to have a family. They make the family seem like the family is, oh man, that ain't cool. That what the family? What's that? Come on, we, you know, like I talk to the young guys at my job, and I tell them, you got to strive for peace. Somebody that's gonna be peaceful when you come home. Somebody that's gonna be loving when you come home. You get out there, you working all them hours, man. If you don't have peace in your life, you need that peace. The woman is the peace. If you don't have a good woman, if you got these females that's out here now that ain't been parenting, that's doing their own 1-2, man, we're gonna be lost for a long time. So that's why I say I can do my part in saying something to the youth, saying something to these young men. But just like they say, iron sharpens iron. A lot of these older females, they gotta, you know, tap the younger female on the shoulder and say, hey, baby girl, that ain't gonna get you nowhere. All this the thought behavior, that ain't gonna get you nowhere. You got to stay true to yourself. If you ain't true to yourself, you're gonna fall by the wayside, and that's where the black family gonna go. That's what it's gonna evolve into. It ain't about the bag; it's about the family. The bag will come. You know, you can get the bag. You know, you got the opportunity to make the money. The bag gonna come. Bring the bag home. What's wrong with that?
So, two things I want to say. Um, you keep referring to this bag, right? Bring the bag home. Bring the bag home, right? And there's no problem. Like I said, we live in a household where there's where now, I mean, we live in a society where, it's almost impossible to make it without two incomes coming in the house. Um, but yet and still women do it all the time, right? No shade. It's just the truth. Now, you said be his peace, and you said you talked to men. Yes, I'm getting to it. They in the chat. But do you talk to these young men about not bringing chaos? because I feel like a lot of times, and I don't want to place blame because I do want to get to a place of reconciliation, but we got to talk to, we need more men talking to men about not bringing chaos. And when I say bringing chaos, not being faithful, you're hurting the woman that has chose to spend her life with you by cheating, by being over promiscuous, by not, by being, I ain't even gonna say it's about cheating, being deceitful. Because I feel like whatever arrangement you work on together, that's your business. But being intentionally deceitful is a hurt that can't be undone.
Like, for example, if a woman tells this guy this is his baby, then find out later that is not his baby. So, I mean, that happens quite a bit.
It don't happen quite a bit.
It does.
It don't.
It does.
You might be, it don't happen quite a bit. Pull up the statistics on that because it don't happen quite a bit. Not in today's
It shouldn't happen at all.
Not
it shouldn't happen at all.
What shouldn't happen is a man who choose to be with a woman, right?
Okay.
Constantly cheating on her.
Women cheat too.
I'm not saying they don't.
Okay.
But I'm saying he's in the house causing her pain and cheating. And I'm talking about a woman who's trying to do the right thing by her man. I'm not.
So you think
if two people in a relationship and they both cheating and they both scumbags, so be it. Fair exchange, no robbery. But I'm talking about men who have no intentions on being a good man. I'm talking about men.
Kids are seeing this.
I'm talking about
seeing this though.
I'm talking about men who have no intentions on being a good man. He wants to cheat on his wife.
I don't think men set out to be a bad man. I don't think men set out to do that.
Listen, someone said it's hard, my brother, because young girls fall in love. Young black boys fall in lust. And after the young girl finds out that they have been played, the girl's mind is set that men can't be trusted. You have a point in saying that. That is true. Because I do feel like that. Women do. When you're young, you fall in love.
But why? Why are kids falling in love so fast?
Huh?
Why?
What?
Why
you want them to do? You want them to wait till they done ran through 50 women?
Because
you want them to wait till they done ran through 50 women and then come back and be like, I want to marry a virgin.
Because of the home structure.
It ain't got nothing to do with home structure. It has to do everything with what Aaron said. Boys, young girls fall in love. Young boys fall in lust.
How do a young girl know about love? She just barely.
Now she don't know about love. She's going by what she's feeling. She's going by what she feel, what she saw, what she thinks. Now you're gonna down her.
No,
which way you want it? You want her to love, settle down, be a good wife, love her partner. We're talking about young adults.
He said kids.
We're talking about young adults. Young adults. Let's be real.
I think we parrots. I think we are parrots. We repeat, we regurgitate, and we mimic what we see. So a lot of times, these young females, their mom is rocking like that. She's rocking promiscuous side. A lot of these females, they get it from their mamas. That's statement. A lot of them get it from their mamas. Remember, young kids are sponges. They only mimic what they see. They parrots. They only mimic what they see. So if you're a single mom and you got different guys coming to the house, or you got guys buying you different things, and you got a daughter, she sees that. Especially if you don't hide it from her, she sees.
Why is the cable man again, Mom? What's the cable man? It's after 5 o'clock. What's the cable man here?
I love to say that it's all the woman's fault. It's to blame the woman's fault, and that we don't take accountability. Okay, she get it from her, right? What made her mom operate in that? Was there lacking leadership somewhere in her life? Was there some man that didn't love her properly? Was she abandoned by her father? What caused? caused it because no young girl grows up and says, I want to be a hoe when I grow up. Or I want to be promiscuous and sleep with everybody. No. Most of the time they're
I don't
looking
know.
for love
That's what
and
I thought.
validation.
Because I
No,
thought
even if you take the audience of the most high,
what they-
she still want to be loved, and she want to be cared for, and she's operating in a place of looking for love, maybe in the wrong places, believing and hoping that things will be different. And let's not forget that you date what you in close proximity to. And yes, thank you, Val. And boys grow up cheating because they see men in their life cheating.
So the woman, she that doesn't happen to her. It's the same thing I just said for the woman.
I agree. I agree. But
The female,
all I'm saying is, it goes both ways. Stop placing blame. Like on one, like it's everybody has to take accountability, and then they gotta check their counterpart. So I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like men have to check men on bad behavior. If you pat them on the,
if he ain't around, how can
if you pat them,
around?
you around your boy, you around your homies, right? So when you see your homies and they out here, he like, that's you smashed that hard.
And
Oh,
you know
she
that.
know. Oh, see that mentality right there. You said it.
My bad.
You said it. No, that's his true thought.
What happened?
Go ahead. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Go ahead. He said it. I heard
You
him.
set me up for that.
You heard it here first. No, you said
Yeah.
yourself up. You heard it here first. So, like I said, you patting your boy on the back. Oh, you bad guy. Oh, you the man. Hey, you know you can get it, or you can do your thing, right? Like that's cool. Instead of telling him, that was a good woman that you came across. Or, she was a good woman. You ain't have right intentions with her. Why you date her? Let her go. Let her find a good man that's gonna respect her, who wanna marry her, that wanna be in a relationship. Stop holding on to it. You a playboy. You know you're not gonna settle down. Why are you doing that to her? Go ahead and let that good woman find a good man. Don't hurt her. Don't wound her.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying you directly, but I'm using
I
example. So I'm just saying we need men doing stuff like that. And women, we need to check each other. Hey girl, all men ain't cheaters. Come across a good man, you gotta respect that man. You gotta cater to that man. You gotta be there. You gotta be a support. Stop nagging him. You know what I'm saying? Give him some grace. Give him some love. Let him know he's appreciated. Do things that will make him feel appreciated.
Tell me something.
No, he's appreciated. We have to give to both. We have to, you see your homegirl, you hollering and talking to that man crazy like that, he gonna find a woman who ain't.
but you know what, Juicy? Females don't like other females, and that's just
True.
listen. A lot of older females, they communicate, but the younger females, they don't like each other, especially when you trying to. When they don't take that. When you try to give them a little bit of advice, they don't want that advice. These females do not get along. Females do not get along with each other. It ain't. It's and that's something that I witness all the time. A female can't say anything to another female. Uh, you know, like the iron sharpens iron thing. If a female is, I have yet to see a female in this generation listen to another female that got something good to say, like as far as in correction. I'm gonna put up the quotations as far as correcting an issue that what I'm saying, like, oh baby, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't a good look for you. Man, she will probably y'all probably be fighting in the wherever y'all stand at.
Can we just take a
That ain't true. That is not true. I can say for myself, 46 years old, I have a woman's circle where we get together, we talk, we communicate with each other, we read books to each other, we always sharing information, dialogue back and forth about how we can get together. I have that in my personal life. I also have that in my work life. And I have so many plethora of females where we can check each other about stuff and be real. The only thing that it takes is trust. So don't think for 1 second that it ain't women out here that keep it real. Because we always say, if you ain't got a girl that's gonna tell you the truth, your homegirl gonna tell you the truth. She ain't your friend unless she being real with you. So we definitely, I don't know, like, and it could be, like I said, generational.
I think
We ain't
I
all
blame that.
we
Yeah, I
ain't
do.
we ain't all got to get along. But I know, like, even when we did the Juicy Talk cruise, it was packs of women. It was groups of women that was traveling together, you know, because we have our groups, our people, and we all came together, but we all have our group of people. We definitely talk to one another.
We'll take a couple calls real quick. We
All
got
right.
time?
I think that we kind of ran out of time, but I
Okay.
do want to read some of these comments. And I wasn't muting you to, because we definitely want to hear what you got to say. But it seemed like when I mute the mic, like if I mute your mic, then our mics are better. There's no static. If I mute yours, it's back and forth. So
Nah, Juicy, you good. You good. You don't need no explanation. When it's muted, I'm good. Just expanding on, what I'm saying, like, I seen one of the chat said, what I'm saying, where's the love? You know, correction is love. When somebody don't say nothing, that's when they don't love you. When you trying to get some type of correction on the state of the black nuclear family, when you trying to get some type of how can I say, you trying to get some type of progress, some type of vision for what can be. Just like the I seen the young lady say on there, like, what are the outlining things that we need to do to move in the right direction. Moving in the right direction is, you know, uh, there's no such thing as the female dating down. I'm tired of that, because the man, if that was the case, the man's been dating down for years. Just because the female makes less, that doesn't make her less important, and that's vice versa for the man. you know we got to get out of these stereotypes. That's why the boss bitch, getting the bag, when they start bringing all this stuff in, those became more masculine traits, and they just, how can I say, they made the female superficial. It took her out of her loving and nurturing. You don't look at her like that no more. Now you look at her like, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Like, she
heart
you know
broke
she's using
brought
these
her out of that.
buzzwords, and it ain't, it's not, it's really not helpful to any of us. So I'm just trying to, like I say, the exhaustion part, it just came into play, where it's like, when you look at how hard you fought your entire life with the black female, and then you look, after you did all this fighting, you turn around and you see this next generation coming, and they make the problems that you were going through look like the Avon lady at your door. I mean, these problems that's coming out, that's just being just on this conveyor belt. Man, I feel sorry for the next man that's dating these new females coming out, because their vision of real life is skewed. And you know what I'm saying?
What demographic or women are you talking about when you say that? What age you
So
say?
you now how old are you, Juicy? 40 what now?
I'm 46.
Okay, so I'm talking about the 30s, the 30s to the 30s to the 40s. And it's some that's, I call it, they get dressed in the funhouse mirror, because they think they still got it. It's still them ones that's out here still turning up. You know what I'm saying? They still got those out there.
I'm outside. I'm
Yeah,
outside.
outside. You know what I'm saying? You need to be inside.
I just think it's I don't know what we're running into. And I will say, and I say this to a lot of men, like, I feel like sometimes you should change your proximity.
I think it's the music.
I think you
I
should
think the
change your
music.
proximity of who you're around, because I I might listen to some Cardi B and ratchet music. I mean, the music has always been You can go back to some.
No, it's worse. It's worse.
It's just.
You have a
more,
rapper that talks about the venereal disease that she has. She has lipstick that she has venereal disease. She has lipstick named after every venereal disease she has.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sexy red.
Okay.
Sexy red.
But what I will
that make sense.
It don't. But I will say this.
But our kids are listening to this stuff.
But let me just say this. Music has been around forever. There have been nasty lyrics to music.
Not like
the only difference is now is society is allowing it to be publicized because they like the narrative and they're making money off of it, right? But for every young person that you sit and you tell me that's doing bad, I could show you 5 that are doing great things, especially amongst that demographic that you're talking about, that 30 to 40, you say demographic, which they're figuring it out. We were figuring it out too.
Well, we got much quicker though.
When we were in our 20s, I feel like the generation above always condemns the generation below. Like I remember back in my generation, probably a little hip hop was considered to be raunchy and bad, and it's gonna tear, and they were tearing it down, saying it was gonna be horrible, it was gonna to make the world a horrible place, and they were trying to get rappers banned, Tupac, all of these people that we NWA, and they had a message. Hip hop was not looked upon favorably when it first came out, and so Rick James, exactly. And I just feel like we have to get away from this ideology of downing the next generation. Maybe we should start listening to them so that we can understand what the problem is and why they're operating the way that they are. Because maybe it's not that they're being promiscuous. Maybe they're just really comfortable in their bodies. Maybe they're saying, you know what, for the longest time, maybe it's, hey, I'm self-made, for lack of a better term.
So you're justifying this?
You
justifying this?
I'm not justifying it. I'm saying that we need to understand it. We need to understand why, because if we don't understand why, because we won't be able to attack the problem.
It starts at the home.
It ain't just the home.
It starts at the home.
It ain't just the home.
There's no structure. There's no structure.
Let me just say this. You was raised in a 2-parent household.
Absolutely, yes.
With a mother and father that loved you and spoiled you and gave you.
Yes.
Was you still out here cheating? Did you in your 20s? Was you out here breaking hearts, cheating on women? Be honest.
Well, I mean, I had a job, first of all.
Don't care about your money. Didn't ask about it. Didn't ask about your money. Were you out here cheating on women in your 20s and breaking hearts?
Here's what I was doing. I was dating multiple people, but I let them know I was.
Tell them to answer in the chat, y'all.
What I'm saying, I never told them I was looking for a relationship at the time. I was upfront.
Okay.
I was upfront.
As a 60-year-old man, were you misleading them in ways and letting them think that you wanted to be in a relationship? Be honest.
No, not all the time.
Did you ever?
Oh, so
you sound like I did not have relations with that woman. That's what you sound like right now. Keep it gangster.
I am. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Not all the time. So some of the times you was playing in their face, correct?
No, I'm not. I didn't do that.
In your 20s, be honest.
I was in my 20s.
We ain't gonna get nowhere with you. Okay.
I mean,
so I'm gonna
ask. That's what people do in their 20s.
That's what they do. Okay? See, women in their 20s, they wanna be married. They wanna
not the black woman.
That's a lie.
Not the black woman. They're not thinking about
it's men like you in your 20s.
No.
Hold up. It's men like you in their 20s who was cheating and sleeping with women and playing with these girls who really wanted to be in a relationship.
No. We had that one lady, the woman called in, she said, right now I'm concentrating on my books. Marriage.
That's cheating.
Right.
Because that's generation created.
But no, I'm saying, but
And the kids are raised.
I'm saying it goes back to what she was thinking. I'm not thinking about getting married. I'm thinking about my school. That happens.
You ain't answering, y'all. Let me ask you this, Quan. When you were in your 20s, were you
You was in the
misleading
service.
women? And so I know what you was. But you misleading women and cheating and wasn't faithful. Be honest.
Actually, no. Actually,
So
no.
you got married in your 20s?
No, I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. I was a late bloomer. I was a late bloomer. I didn't start. I
Right.
didn't have sex until I was 18.
I told you that.
Lies on lies on lies.
I told you that long
What's a
time ago.
late bloomer?
Huh?
What's a late bloomer?
That means, what I'm saying? Like I said, I didn't have sex till I was 18. Most guys, they have it way earlier than that.
Bloomer.
See, I ain't had.
That's not a late bloomer.
I didn't have sex.
Anything. So 18, 20, and 21 is not late bloomer.
I mean, I was a senior in high school.
I'm not saying, but that is
That's late.
listen,
That's late.
That's late. Girls
listen.
have sex at 14, 15, 16.
What I'm
late.
saying to you is that 14, 15, and 16 having sex was too young.
Right, but they were doing it.
They was doing it though. They was doing it.
But let me just say this. It was too young, right? I'm not saying that 18 and 21, like we have this mentality that made you a late bloomer. Nobody should be having sex at 14, 15, 16.
But it was happening.
Nobody should be doing it. Yes, it happened, but
Go behind the garage. All that.
Most guys I know started getting it in at 14. If you tell any average black man in the neighborhood, if you have a conversation with people on the job, and you didn't start getting down till you was 18, they're gonna be like, "Dang, bro, you started late."
Yeah, because I had a car in, so I could drive it.
That's my point. Like it shouldn't be considered a late bloomer.
21?
No, it shouldn't be. It should be the norm, in my opinion.
I know you fucking lying.
I do feel like it should be the norm. I think everything else is perverted and
How's that possible?
it's
How's
never,
that possible?
never. That's another show. I'm not going to go there. Can we all agree that children should not be having sex? I mean, in our adult minds, yes, we might have done it, but looking back on life, it's something that we should not have done.
I didn't have
We should teach our
I didn't have
What I'm saying is, you did the normal and the right thing. Both of y'all. Y'all did the normal and the right
back
thing.
then. It's dark
You
wasn't
waited.
there. It was like him.
What
Was
I'm,
it back then?
what I'm saying is, you did the right thing. At 18, not having sex until you were an adult was the norm.
Dark.
That should be the norm. That was my point. You went over your head. Anyway. But my
Wow,
point is,
that's what we do.
it went over your head. It did. At the end of the day, you were breaking hearts. Girls in their 20s,
I had a car
they're
then.
young,
I had a car.
they want to be in marriage relationships. When they start coming across 18-year-old boys who are lusting after them, we know that 18-year-old boys will say whatever. They will. It's just mental. They're not trying to be married. They're trying to get them.
That goes
Because all they friends,
what happens is
y'all know it's the truth.
that goes back to Quan was
I think so, Juicy, because you got to understand, kids play house. Remember playing house? I mean,
ain't playing.
it used to be a lot of dry humping, a lot of pants humping, and all that stuff. So when these children got old enough to do the real thing, when they actually experienced the real thing, like I said, 14, 15, 16, that became commonplace. I mean, like I said, when I told God, I got started at 18. Huh?
In my adult mind, we shouldn't have.
You muted him.
Yeah. In my adult mind, we shouldn't have.
I wouldn't even think about 15, 16. I wasn't. I was playing baseball. I was doing everything to keep my mind off of that. My parents keep me involved. Sex was lot of things in
Yeah,
my mind.
but you didn't answer the question. You done broke some hearts. You done
And
played
I've
with
had
some
my heart
women.
broken.
You done played with some women. You ain't
Everybody does that.
so
I know you done broke some heart.
so all I'm
I mean,
saying, all
I
I'm
had one girl.
hold on.
all
I
I'm
had one girl.
I
I
mean,
went to the
saying don't break hearts.
I know you fucking lying. Juicy, how many hearts you do?
Women don't break hearts. We don't
What?
even play games when we
Are
were
you
young.
serious?
No, when we were young, women be wanting to be in love. We be wanting the
At
fairy
15,
tale.
16, what
We
is
No,
want
women want all the guys' attention. Women want all the guys' attention. All the boys want all the guys' eyes on her.
we want all of our guys' attention. We want to hold hands in the park. We want to dress alike. We want to look cute. I want to be when we get married. We want to plan out our wedding and our future. We gonna have 2 kids. We gonna live in a big house. That's what we want. That's what we wanted that. So we met the guy and we wanted to be in love. We were heartbroken when we didn't get it. Let's keep it real. You got sisters. You got sisters.
Yeah.
Did they want to be in love and be married?
I really don't know.
Okay.
I don't really know if she strived to do that. I
Well,
know that
so Juicy, you got daughters.
I know she was in love.
So you
My daughters want to be in love and be married because that's what they grew up in and that's what they see.
Two parent household to do that to you.
That's what they want. They want that. But they also want their education. They also want to be respected. They also want their independence. They want to be soft because they watch their moms be soft. But they know how to be a boss. They don't want to be though. Because I keep telling
Are you a boss?
I keep telling
Are you a
people,
Are you a boss?
listen,
Answer the question. Are you a boss?
where am I?
Are you a boss? Oh my!
Where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I?
In a relationship?
Absolutely.
I know.
Absolutely.
I thought I could catch you.
Absolutely not. I
Well,
don't
I'm
want a relationship. I want a man who can lead me properly.
Yeah,
And the man that can lead me properly, I'm gonna be like this.
you're right. All right,
Cutesy and cute. That's it. Cater to. Step back. Won't touch the door. Excuse me?
Hey, make sure you take a picture of Juicy because that's like Bigfoot. You ain't gonna see too many sightings like that.
Oh,
A lot
I
of
do that
all
all
my
the
girls
time.
like
I'm
that.
opening the doors and all that.
Oh, what?
I'm
Guys
doing
opening doors?
I'm doing
I don't
that. I'm
listen.
doing that
Let me tell you this.
every day on
And
twice on Sunday.
I'm speaking to the lady. True queendom.
Queendom?
Queendom.
You make it
When
a
you
word.
know it's the truth. It's a word. Look it up. When you a true queen, you don't have to ask for it. It's
Ask for
automatic. Automatic. It's recognized. It's seen. I can tell you, I stand back. It could be a man who ain't never opened the door for nobody in his life. Do it because he recognized, oh, she a lady. I gotta treat her as such. It's the same thing about a king. When you a king and a woman comes to the presence of a king, it's automatic. It's automatic. You don't have to ask for it. You don't have to. I know it. Instantly, your tone gets softer. Speak to him quiet. I understand. Oh, he was speaking. Okay, what do you have to say? You lean in. You want to hear him. You understand what he's feeling. You know, we have a passionate conversation right now, but the truth of the matter is, when you walk in the presence of a king, automatically, as a woman, you recognize who he is. The problem is, the problem is, we're not running into a whole lot of kings. A lot of men have found lost. And I'm not talking about the man who knows who he is. I'm talking about the ones who are not showing the next generation who they should be.
But see, a lot of reasons we don't have a lot of these kings because their homes are broken up. So many fathers are missing in the household. because the right man will show a boy how to become a man. That's his job.
It's a lot of men who don't know how to show a boy
Right,
how to
because
become a man
he
because
didn't
he
see it.
ain't one either.
Because he didn't see it in his life.
And
He didn't see it in his
he
life.
didn't take direction. He didn't have direction.
He didn't see it in his life.
He didn't know. He didn't see
Right,
it.
he didn't see it in his life.
It's and maybe, but I feel like a lot of times, right? You a man, you need to teach other men. You need to see them, not by force, not by being mean. You need to be able to sit down
I'm
and
like
have a
Quan.
real
I
conversation.
talk to the guys at my job. I see a lot of these guys at our jobs. I pull some of these guys to the side. Hey, are you looking at 410? Are you what are you doing for your future? Are you putting money aside? I tell some of the guys at the job, never move into a girl's house. Never do that. Get your own house. Get an apartment, but never move into a woman's house because at any time she can tell you to get out.
Wrong mentality. Not saying that
Get an
you should
apartment.
listen. I'm not saying that it's wrong what you're telling them, but what I'm saying is, why not tell them, be authentic, be a leader. If you bring a woman into your life and you genuinely, and she's a good woman, don't play with her, man. If you know you're not ready, let her ride out. Be her friend. Just be cool with her.
It's so easier said than done.
Why is that such a hard concept?
Because
concept?
Men are visual. Men are visual.
So everything you look, this is my point. Everything you look at, you gotta touch. You can't admire something beautiful from a distance and say, I can't mess with that right now because I ain't ready. Oh, that's a nice car. I like it. I want it. But I can't afford it right now.
Cars and females.
I'm just using it as an analogy.
I understand that. But
she's a nice woman. She's a good woman. I see she a good girl. I like the way she carry herself. But I'm still being a player right now. I ain't ready. I swear I put that on. I'm not ready. I ain't gonna touch it. Why can't we do that? What's so hard about that?
But here's the other thing. Now we're in a society where women will now approach men. A lot of women are now very aggressive. They see a guy that they want and they go after it.
So what? Is he genuine? Is his intentions pure? Is he right?
Oh, he got some good hair. Oh, my baby.
Don't nobody do that. Men respect certain women, and that woman knows who she is and why she gets respected. She don't have the man problems that other women have. She moves outside the box.
Okay. Listen, that is definitely a true statement. You know what you're dealing with in the first couple of sentences when you're talking to a female, period. But see, what a lot of females don't understand is the game comes from your father. It don't come from your mom. It comes from your father. Because when your father is present, your father can give you, he gonna give you the real game. Those females that got their dad in their life, they thorough, they marriage material. You know, a lot of these moms that are single moms that didn't have, you could tell even with the single mom that had the dad in their life, they make sure that they put a man around their children, whether it be a boxing coach, a football coach. They're gonna have some type of man in their child's life to guide them in any kind of way that they got to make up the slack for. So, when you see these, when you got a daughter, or you got a son, you make sure you tell your son as a mom, you make sure that you keep your son out of those from falling in those little those pitfalls. Just like you made said something, made the point about, your son vetting those females, because like I know that the female, she treacherous. She can be treacherous, especially if she coming from a home that got a mama that's on nonsense. And we as parents, we can't vet those children. it's up to your child to have a game to be able to vet that child, because your child gonna do whatever they want to do. They're gonna take your opinion on things, but they're gonna do what they want to do at the end of the day. And that's how our children end up making those mistakes, because they
I
do it.
I've never come across. I'm sure that they exist, right? But I've never come across a treacherous woman. I've come across hurt women. I've come across wounded women. I've come across women who have been mistreated and misguided, or never had any guidance at all and trying to figure it out on their own. But I've never met a woman who was treacherous, right? Um, I want to read this comments. Frida stated, I have heard men say I'm dating. I've never heard, I have heard men say I'm dating with a purpose. Um, Someone else said, Cruz. Somebody said they're in the podcast. Okay, Lovey Debbie said, we here for it. So Edith says, a woman can't teach a boy to be a man. So I will say it again. I charge every man, I think she's to be a positive influence in a child's life. I challenge every man to be a positive influence. And I do feel like that's where it starts. You don't have to wait for it to be your kid. If you know you can be a good influence to a young male who may think it's cool out here to have a good woman at home, who having his babies and taking care of them and looking out, and he out here trying to run the streets because they look good and they look fun, tell him something else. Show him something else. It depends on the family dynamics. Both parents contribute to the raising of the females. Oh, wow. Dude saying female is irritating. You keep referring to women as female. She's saying it's irritating. Time to cross the tracks. These men were not raised right. That's from Messy Boots.
What's that last one?
She said, time to cross the tracks. What do you mean by cross the tracks? These men were not raised right. What track are you talking about crossing?
Yeah. That's your friend.
That could mean a lot of things. I don't
right?
know.
What the hell?
We've been going for quite some time, and we still got a whole lot of people. Oh, she said go white.
Huh?
She said, oh, somebody
cross the track.
She said go date white men. Hey.
I'm not doing that.
That's okay. I mean, guess what? Black men date white women. They say that black women are disrespectful and rude and loud and want too much. And what's some of the other things y'all say about black women?
I don't think I've had women from multiple ethnic backgrounds, and don't get it twisted. A woman is still a woman. At the end of the day, she's still a woman. You know, when you talk about cleaning your house, we get in intimate conversations, but at the same time, man, I had Japanese female, I had an Aborigine female in Australia. You know, when I was in the military, you know, you date different women, and you find out that the language may be different, but how they feel and how they want to be treated is the same. It's universal.
So why do women get such a bad rap? Why do they get such a bad rap? If all women it's universal, why we get such a bad rap? Why?
Because we are just like you understand. We are the most coveted man on the planet, but we don't get the love from our own like we get it from everybody else. You know, it's always if you look at these third world countries, these women are raised to be peace for their husband. They are raised to be submissive, raised to be you know, their posture is entirely different. You know what I'm saying? It's you going what me taking care of you should be automatic. That's automatic. But I can't say the same for my female counterpart because she got hurt. She got the things that she feels that she deserves in a relationship. She, you know what I'm saying? That's why they, you know, all these things, happy wife, happy life. He who finds a happy wife finds a good thing. I mean, a good wife finds a good thing. I mean, what about the man?
That's what the Bible say. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. That's what the Bible says.
What about the man? You know, you think about it.
Actually, you gotta ask God that one.
Yeah, but you think about it.
He who finds a wife finds a good thing.
You think about it in these relationships, though. The man check out. He the first one to check out. He the first one to go every time. He the first one to go. Why is he going first? Because he's working the hardest. You know what I'm saying? But now here we are, like you said, Juicy. It's a 50-50 split. You got the woman bringing money and her career to the table, and the man bringing his as well. So now we both in the household. We should be flourishing. We should be, you know what I'm saying? We should be living good.
Right. Taking our relationship to a whole different level.
I want to read this comment. I wanted my husband to teach me from his perspective. He did. I learned a lot. May he now rest in peace. Would have been 65.
See how important that is? That's so important.
Same here, Frida. Someone else was. I don't want anything black anymore, not even furniture. Whoa, oh my God, woe is me. Me, says the male.
I like that.
Happily heavy birthday. Somebody said happy heavenly birthday to him. Um, somebody else said, laughing out loud, working to find the next victim, but y'all mess it up by cheating. They said she said men be looking for the next victim, and y'all always mess it up. Frida says, from what I saw in my family as a child, I grew up in town. Everyone was married. Thanks for the condolences. I grew up watching everybody married too. Like I grew up in this caveat thing that people in my age grew up in. Remember the times and how it was before when the TV went up early at 10 o'clock, all the stores was closed on Sunday at 6, and you had about 6 channels you could watch. You had to move that antenna, right? And everybody went out to play. I grew up in that era. I also grew up in the era where people had pagers and cell phones, and was working on computers and learning how to type, and that was the wave of the future. So I grew up in this little caveat of how things were when everybody was married, when all the women in my neighborhood were married. Everybody had a father in the home when I was every single person. The heads, us, the Wingards, the other family, the Bellamy's. Everybody
knew each other.
Everybody knew each other, and everybody was
watching out for each other.
Household. And even I think there was someone who lived across the street from me who didn't have her father in the household, but her uncle lived. He was very much present. So that was the demographic of life that we grew up in. And during that time frame, I feel like somewhere in between technology being a thing and TV and social media, MTV and all of these different cable, right? We started glorifying these things that did not look like what we grew up in. I remember as a kid sitting around the house waiting for the Cosby Show to come on because it was like, ooh, we want to, this was the norm. And And I remember people telling me, like as a kid, like, oh, y'all grew up like the Huxtables. Y'all the real live Huxtables, you know. That's how we were looked at in our family. And I gotta read this comment. I'm sorry. I gotta stop. I gotta read it. In this day, a lot of these modern day women take offense to that word submission. It appears to be a challenging point, ashamed of nothing, offended by everything. What are we expected to submit to? That was the follow up question. But I do want to ask this question, and we got 15 more minutes before we close this out because this was real hot. But I want to say this: what does submission? I want to ask the man, what does submission look like to you?
Quan, you want to go first? Let me go first.
I can go first.
Okay.
Submission is way more than just uh, doing the things that I ask you to do, because the things that I ask you to do, those things should be automatic. I shouldn't have to ask you to do anything. You should already know. Um, but just being submissive, it's your posture, it's your posturing, it's your octave in your voice, it's your tone when you speak to me. It's respect at it's respect, uh as fine tuned as you can get it. I think that we take respect for granted. The respect and submission and being submissive, they go hand in hand, because if you're respecting me, you're being submissive to me. You're trying to find out what my needs are. I'm gonna make sure. It's like how they say, when you treat somebody, when you treat your enemy with love and kindness, it's like pouring hot coals over them, right? I just want that love. I want that respect. I want that submissiveness. Your posture, being submissive towards me, gets you everything. It gets you everything. That's just how I feel about it. Just being submissive to me gets you everything. Mouth, uh, attitude. Uh, I always got this saying. Um, the two women that told me what to do, the two women that, and my mother was one of them, and my grandmother was the other one. And I took my grandmother. My mother said that once she got grown, she could only give her opinion. I just told them, I just told them that I was happy to have been taught the things that I was taught by them, but I'd never let another woman tell me what to do. She can give me her opinion. She can, how can I say, she can give advice for some things, but telling me what to do, taking that posture and that atonement, it's just it's a major turnoff for me. But being submissive, man, that is the biggest compliment to a man, to me, that any man can receive, is this woman being submissive to him.
Go ahead, you heard it.
Well, I just want to piggyback on what he said. A lot of it, uh, first and foremost, has to do with respect. Because if you don't have respect for a man, it's over with. It's the relationship is doomed. Back to the submission part, and it's important, but it's needed because it goes back to, again, you can't have two people leading a household, and it's vitally important. That's it.
What does submission look like to you?
Uh, Hearing me out, I would say, like, hearing me out. Let me make a suggestion. This is how I view it. I make a suggestion, and I will run it by the person I'm with. You for example, of like, um, uh, about disciplining our kids. Say, let's talk about how should we discipline our kid. This is how I want to do it, and depending if it's a girl or a guy, you got to discipline them different kind of ways. So I would look at it like I would I would do it my way, but maybe I would take her opinion and evaluate her opinion, to um, um, how to discipline a child.
So, question.
Yes.
So right now, I'm talking about when you're dating a woman right now.
Mm-hmm.
What does submission
I,
look
I,
like to you?
Submission would be letting her know that I have the best interest in the relationship. Trust in me that I have the best interest for the relationship in the relationship.
Intentions? I mean, you said you have the best
Intention for the
intentions.
relationship. Absolutely.
Okay.
Trust in me.
And that's so trusting you is submission to you. If
Absolutely.
your woman
Yes.
trusts you,
Right.
and she's being submissive. Okay. Trust
That I
in
can
you.
lead, and I would not lead us in the wrong direction. What about you?
So,
What
what
do
does
you?
submission look like?
Yeah, for you as a as a
What do
woman.
I feel like submission
Yeah,
should
as
be?
a woman. Yes.
I feel like submission to me as a woman looks like me being for me to be able to trust that man that I'm with,
Okay.
that I'm honoring him, I'm respecting him as a man in his presence, outside of his presence. I'm showing him love and care. I value what he has to say, and I find what he has to say important. And even if I don't agree with him, giving him um, the room to even make mistakes and learn on his own without my influence. Because I feel like if you are, sometimes there has to be a learning curve, right? And if you're a man and if you're a man, I don't always have to give you my opinion. Sometimes you may, if you feel strongly about something and you want to go with it, I'm gonna let you do that. These comments is cracking me up. I'm sorry. That was distracting. But I'm allowing you
Mm-hmm.
to just do you and just handle whatever it is. You got it? Whether you do well or you fall.
But
I'm
if he,
allow you.
but if
I'm
he
a submit
falls,
to your authority
but
because
if
that's
he
what you
falls,
need
then
to
that
do.
means you fall though. You can't let
But sometimes,
him fall like that.
but I may not want you to fall, but you may feel like I'm the man and you need to do this. So I'm going to allow you
To
that
fall,
learning curve.
you allow him to fall.
I'm allow
So you
you
don't let
that
him drive
learning
that car into
curve.
the brick wall.
No, I'm not allowing you to drive the car into the brick wall. What I'm saying is, good or bad or indifferent, I'm gonna allow you to lead, and I'm gonna follow you. Now, some men, right, don't require for their wives to be or their women to be submissive. They want a true partnership. They want four eyes instead of two. And so the type of man that I would want for my life, right, is, because I can only talk about what I would want, is someone who is looking for a partnership.
So you want 4 eyes or 2 eyes?
I want us to, my two and his two,
That's 4.
make 4. Yeah. So our 4 eyes. So we see the vision. I want my man to be able to have a vision for our lives. I want him to be able to let me know what his direction is and where we're going and his plans that he have for us. And then I will buy into his vision and I will trust him, but he has to be a man. I'm with old girl when she said, I'm not gonna let a goofy, what she said, I'm not submitting to a goofy.
Hey, Quan, what do you think about the 4 eyes? What's your opinion about her comment about the 4 eyes? Oh,
Go ahead.
okay. What,
So,
what is your comment about her her analogy with the 4 eyes?
you said it. You said it. What you said is actually submission. That's what it is.
Okay.
4 eyes or 2. That is the definition of submission. Letting the man lead. You know, not going against the grain. Uh, rocking with rocking with his vision. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, and you just got to know that, you know what I'm saying, with me, like I say, what I tell my lady, I'm not, you got to be trusting. Submissive is trust. You got to be trusting to know that that man is sending you, taking you in the right direction. I mean, that comes with being a leader. You know what I'm saying? I'm a leader. I don't have to. I'm a dominate without dominating. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to flex no muscle. I don't have to. We go out somewhere. I'm gonna let my my girl. She can be walking around. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody. When it's time to get out and I have to defend her, I'm going to defend her. You know what I'm saying, with my life. So uh, the respect that the respect that is required from me, the respect that's required from me is just the submissive part. I don't want the mouth. I don't want the attitude. I'm not gonna give you no reason to do that. I'm gonna tell you up front what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm away from the house, I'm gonna call you on the phone. I'm gonna tell you, yeah, I'm doing this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And when I get done, I call you. But I don't want the female to come back and be like, well, when you talk, so you went and did this, and then after that, what did you do? And then what? So what happened when you did that?
Don't
No,
want that sounds like you don't want accountability, or you don't want
it has nothing to do with accountability.
you
Oh,
don't
Accountability
want
is trust. It's trust. If you don't trust a man, you shouldn't be with him.
well, I feel like me personally, I'm not gonna ask you where you've been. I'm never gonna ask you where you're at or what you're doing or where you're gonna be. Um, I will never do that, and I don't feel like it's my place. I feel like you should you should want to know where I'm at. You should want to know what I'm doing. But I'm not. If I have to chase behind you and wonder about where you going and what you doing and how you moving, you will not.
Yeah. See, I'm
Not
not built.
younger, huh?
I'm not built like that. Like, as far as like,
I don't need you to like when I was married. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But when I was married, um, I never had to question my husband about I never had to question my husband about his where he went, when he was coming home, what time he was coming home. I just knew he was. And he wasn't going to stay out all night and he wasn't going to do nothing that was disrespectful. I didn't have to worry about that. That wasn't the type of man he was. He had already shown me that he could be trusted with that type of thing. I don't feel like it's our job as a woman to chase behind any man. We don't chase, we attract. And I'm not about to chase anything or anybody. Now, if I find, but it's also my job that if I find you to be unworthy of trust, then you no longer, I can no longer, I can no longer be with that
right.
individual.
Exactly. Right.
Like you can't, because if I can't trust you, I have to let you go because now you're going to cause me to be out of character, not be the woman to be able to operate in the softness that I was meant to operate in. I'm not going to be able to love you with full intentions, being pure of heart because you have deceived me and I'm unable to trust you. So now I have to 86 myself from the situation because you're going to make me operate in a place that I wasn't meant to operate in. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's why women are so hell bent on not being with a man who is a cheater. Because when you're with a man who is a cheater, now I can't trust you and I can't submit to you. I can't love you like you need to be loved. I can't nurture this relationship anymore because it has been broken. Everything that was has now been lost and it's immediate. Whether I leave you or stay with you, there's nothing left. There's no getting back to a good place. I can't. And so I think that that's one way that women can really honor who they are And our purpose is by not allowing that to, not when a man shows you who he is, believe him and 86 that and walk away. Move forward. Just my opinion.
I can totally agree with that. I think that like I said, I was, a lot of the game that my grandmother gave me was don't go through that woman's purse, don't go through her phone, don't question her. You know, so I was never built like that. Um, if my woman want to keep late hours, then what I'm saying, that ain't the woman for me. Uh, and I'm not gonna keep late hours, vice versa. At the same time, uh, I'm gonna generally do you a courtesy and tell you exactly what I'm doing, wherever it is I'm at. You know what I'm saying? If I'm out late, I'm be like, hey, yeah, I'm out with the, I'm out at a card game. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing cards. But once I tell you that, that's the end of it. We don't have to go in depth. And some females, um, regardless of them being hurt or regardless of them cheat, a lot of them, a lot of moms, and I found this out that moms have mom mentality. That's a real thing. Mom mentality stretches not only for their kids, it stretches over their men too. But if you are a man and you like I said, I'm gonna dominate without dominating, but I'm also going to correct you on things when the things go south or when the things go left. If what I'm saying, you accustomed to, what I'm saying, because a lot of females, like I said, with the mom mentality, they are accustomed to doing a men like that, like checking a men. What I'm saying, like I need to know where you is at all times and all this. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are coming from a place, they operating from a place of hurt. You
Hmm.
know, and they and from operating from a place of hurt, they don't know how to really be in a relationship with a real man that don't really, what I'm saying. I don't, my female, if you excuse the female word, but what I'm saying, if my woman, if she out somewhere, if it's late hours, yeah, what I'm saying, I respect the call, what I'm saying, to make sure you're okay. But other than that, I'm not questioning you. I'm not, because my grandmother said, you let a woman, you be yourself. That's when you can see who a woman truly is. Because a lot of people, they have a guard up. When you got your guard up, you can never see who that person really is because they know you always looking for something. But when you just be yourself, you'll see the real person. You'll see if they truly, you'll see if they're caring, or if you when you first meet them. And I think I have this thing where you can recognize, you can certain people, you can see straight through them. You don't even need to, maybe they say a couple of words, but sometimes, what I'm saying, like uh we got we have discernment too. You know what I'm saying? You see things, you hear things, you know what they are before you even start that journey. You know what it is.
I agree. Um, I don't, I feel like it's so funny. Some of these comments in the chat got me cracking up. But I wanna we gotta end it. The show, we went really, really long.
Hmm.
But this was a really, really good show. I think that we hit some valid points. Do you have any last words?
No, I'm good. I'm just glad that Quan came on the show. Uh, I think he did a very good job defending it. Well, saying what he said. I don't know if he came out
Defending.
not defending himself, but some of the words that he came out was nice. He's very professional. So I just I thank you for taking the time out, Quan. Appreciate you.
Quan, do you have any final words that you'd like to share?
Um, I just, I don't want people to lose hope and, what I'm saying, finding a someone, finding a person, what I'm saying, whoever that may be, in any capacity, what I'm saying, finding that person. Uh, because even blended families. You know what I'm saying? Even with blended families, you want to reach those people that are going to be affected the most later on down the line with, you know what I'm saying, with decisions that could, you know, affect their family in some type of way. But I just, you know what I'm saying, I just think that at the end of the day, I'm happy we had this conversation, and it's a conversation that need to be had. Uh, you know, I mean, it need to be a broadened conversation. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, more and more people start to, instead of shying away from it, they approach it head on. Because if not, you know, it ain't no telling, you know, with these new ways, and you know how people trying to adapt to this, how this is trendy, how this is a buzzword, you know, all these different areas and angles that people coming from. Man, we just need to just get down to the basics, strip it all the way down, analyze it, look at it, and then start with love. And once you start with love, and love turns into correction, and you know, we can look at each other and criticize each other, and you know, and lift each other up after we tear each other down. Man, we'll be back to where we were as a people. That's basically it for me.
So, my closing thoughts. So, tonight, one thing for sure, two for certain, we proved one thing, and that is that there's a lot of hurt, pressure, and misunderstanding on both sides. But the one good thing I said, if we don't talk about it honestly, nothing changes. To me, when it comes to relationships, it's not about who's right or wrong. It's about whether we're willing to do better to get better. Um, I think that if I had to choose one word or one thing that could make relationships less overwhelming, I would say be authentic or authentic.
Mhm.
Be authentic. Be your authentic self. Stop showing up in a mask, but be who you are from the beginning. I think a lot of times when it comes to relationships and it comes to love, we we show our best, we put our best face on, and then after time goes on, we see different versions and variants of that same individual who's not who we thought them to be, and we thought they were, and that's on both sides of the fence. But um, this was a real conversation. I think it was the first of many. um, this is Juicy Talk, where the conversation gets real, and we got real today. We got transparent. But if you want better, you do better. That's it. That's my
That's it.
closing
That's right.
thoughts. Thank you, Quan, for coming on the show. I appreciate you for sharing your thoughts and your ideas and being patient with us as we had technical difficulties in the beginning. Really appreciative of everything. This was a great show, and we appreciate you. We got one more show
One more show.
before we go on break for the summer, but we got one more show. Thanks again. I'm gonna put you backstage, Quan, but don't hang up, okay? Please stay on. This was a show.
I know, right?
It was a lot. It was a lot to take in, a lot to digest. We had a lot going on in the chat. Thank you for everybody. We had really, really good numbers. It was good. And we didn't get to all the questions. They were wanting to know if you were single in the chat. Somebody said it's funny how Juicy was the only one who gave a meaning to submission. Ooh, ooh. I said cooperation is submission. So we still got some comments. Thank you for everybody that stayed with us, that tuned in, that was in the chat. We had really good numbers tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you. If you have not, please, 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 if you find it in your heart, if you like the content, if you like what you listened to today, if you enjoy our content, thank you so very much. Please let us know that you appreciate it by going to subscribe to Juicy Talk on YouTube. We really, truly, honestly appreciate you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for the new people who came in the chat. Even if I didn't shout you out personally, I definitely saw you. Thank you for your participation. Thanks for everybody who was a part of this. If you would like to donate, if you like the content, you want to see more things like this, you want us to have better speakers, better guest spots, better cameras, whatever it is that you want us to get better at, please, if you don't see it, it's above you. That little QR code, scan it. You can make a donation to us. We would greatly appreciate it. We put a lot of energy, time, and effort to making this show happen for you. And we honestly could not do it without you. And we appreciate everything that you bring. Every single person that come on, make a comment, has an opinion. Your opinion matters. What you have to say matters. And we want you to be heard here on Juicy Talk, because this is where real, raw conversations happen. Thank you so much. Thank you again to our special guest, Quan. And we out.
Oh yeah.
Peace. Till next time, we got a very special show next week. Very special show. This will be our season finale. So stay tuned. Love y'all.
All right. Good night. Peace.
We out.